Okay, so the purpose of today's session is that we can go through your potential strategy idea. And we can look at the pros and cons of what you're suggesting. As we were discussing earlier, one of the main concerns I would have with the type of setup you're using is the need to make your analysis as objective as possible, and also to reduce the decision-making process to as few binary options as possible. So when you do your analysis, you get as few yes-no scenarios within the analysis prior to you deciding to pull the trigger on a trade. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
So, did you say did you load the indicator that I sent you?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Okay, so basically what this indicator does on a real-time basis, it tracks in an objective manner the swing points of the price action that we're currently watching. It also has a look-back period, so you're able to look back. You can extend the look-back period through properties. But ostensibly, what it will give is an objective measurement of the current swing cycles. So, for example, there might be some ambiguity with respect to the stochastic levels. Remove that ambiguity and focus purely upon the up and down arrows, which are highlighting the swing points.
Can you move your mic here a little quiet?
Okay. 1 second, let me just get some headphones and it'll be louder. Is that better?
Yeah, a little bit.
Great. So, essentially, what I'm proposing is that these signals will come from these swings. So what you're always tracking is the latest high-low of the channels. So if we're trading the 4-hour time frame at the moment, we're looking to fib the swing that's in play. This is what we'd be looking at.
Now, do you only fib it if it has the up arrow? Like, if you go to the USD Swiss, there's a good example. That's the chart I had on a daily. Like the current swing, it didn't have the up arrow at the bottom, so would I be using the swing prior?
Yeah, I'll show you now. I'll go to the daily. There's the daily as is at the moment.
Oh, what the heck? Do I have the right chart? It's going to be a dust game.
This is the sterling dollar. Are you looking at the euro chart?
CHF.
Okay, you're looking at the Swissy. 1 second. So the current swing that's in play on the Swissy is this one.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah.
And so what this will ultimately do is it will make your analysis far more objective, your swing analysis. And it also gives you the ability as well, Brandon, which is important, to backtest more accurately as well, because you can just go into the properties, inputs, you can just amount of bars back. You go here to 5,000, it's okay, and we can get back 5,000 days.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. There is another visual that I use. Well, let's see how you get on with this one first of all. I do have an.
Hold on, you're going out right now for some reason. I don't know what it is. A couple times. We'll just say that again. It might just have been one time.
Sorry. I also have an additional indicator that I use, which identifies the cycles. Which I at this stage we won't introduce it. What I'd rather keep things as simple as possible for you at this point. And so to that end, what I think we'll do is we'll just use the cycle indicator for now to help you identify the swings.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me just go. Let's just pull up your.
Oh wait, can you go back to that real quick? I had one question.
Sure.
So if you go to the low, it looks like I think that's, I'm gonna look on my chart. It's hard to see on yours. Give me 1 second. In November of 2016.
This low here.
Yes. So I was gonna draw if I'm looking at that in real time, as the price develops, it gets up to that first high, but there's not like a down arrow indicating that's a swing. That means I'm not measuring that fib for the next high after that to be my extension.
Yeah, what you'll find in real time, if we reverse this move, for example, and imagine it upside down, so it's here, and we don't have this arrow yet.
Yeah, so I'll have to wait until the blue arrows are I couldn't draw after that first, even on the most current, after the small correction, the fib to that swing low before.
No.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I just have to double check that I'm not doing that. Oh.
So, I mean, the only fib swing you can measure at the moment is this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to your discussion here. So I've had a look through those. What I'd like you to do, Brandon, which will be really useful, is to go back over these chart examples that you posted here, overlay this new indicator, and see where it shows the swing points.
Okay.
And then you'll get a better idea of what those setups actually look like.
Okay.
The RSI work is all fine. You've got that down. You understand the divergence well now, so that's not a problem. So I guess what we need to focus on now is the actual candlestick entries as well. We talked last time about you producing daily examples of those.
Yeah, I've like been so busy, so what I did first was to go back to, because you wanted me to also like figure out a strategy. So I did that.
Sure.
I kind of, on a few of those examples I sent a couple at times where I saw a candlestick entry on the Swiss, like even though it wasn't per my trade plan, like I saw the entry that went on the USD Swiss. It was like a bearish bar.
USD Swiss, okay.
Maybe that's not, no. That's all you entered in. I was thinking, I don't know if that would be considered a pin bar if the tail is long enough, but yesterday
are we
closed.
talking about this one? What, on the Euro Swiss?
The US dollar Swiss.
Dollar Swiss, yes, they would be considered. Yeah, I mean, let me pull up the chart.
Just, I don't know if you would call that a pin bar, but I mean, the tail wasn't too long for yesterday's close.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the New York charts. I'm looking at the European closes at the moment. I'm not on my normal machine. That's why.
Okay.
But I think what we need to do now that you've got the idea here in terms of, well, now that we've got something that will help you objectively test your strategy, I think what you need to do now is you need to go back and find a bunch of examples using this swing indicator to clarify that you're going to be able to objectively identify the swings. And then what we can look at are the price patterns for entry. And then it's going to be about, the next issue is going to be highlighting your trade management and your trade exit strategy.
Okay.
Once we have those in place, then I think we can move forward to putting the trade plan together. And you can start back testing and we can start forward testing.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think what else we might need to cover here and now.
Now, I was one question I had as well, I guess, is to kind of help filter, because, like, I mean, like, filter how long my swings are relevant with the Fibonacci time. Because I know we were doing it for retracements before, but because like we do it for the extensions as well. Like, for example, that high where mouse is, so that's low as a swing. Like, am I counting all the way until now as an extension, or since time has passed, would I stop looking at that swing as
you're talking about this here like this?
Actually, prior in, I think it's, let me look on my chart. I can't see. In the March, what? How does 2017? 17, that high to the low.
Yeah.
Because the price action now is kind of at the extension level of that, of like the 61.8. So, but because of the time, would I not? Should I filter with the?
I think the time elements work best on the retracements as opposed to the extensions.
Okay, because I'm just curious as far as like on my chart. Let me see. Like on my chart, if you draw that one.
Okay, look, let me stop the screen share and you share your screen and you can walk me through what you mean.
All right. Give me 1 second. sorry, I had another one on there. That was, so I delete this one. So yeah, like this to here, this is like the level is still the 61.8 down there, but like since I've had other swings from there
Yeah.
that have happened, like that one or even that one, can I still use this as a measurement tool for what the price is doing? I mean, it seems to have.
No, you need to. No, you don't. Once you see the internal swing that you've measured, forget the internal swing. You need to focus on the prior swing.
This one?
No. You go back to put it where it was. So that is the swing you're focused on. You're not concerned about the internal swings. So the ones around.
My question was, like, basically, I just want to make sure, like, that since after all the time, now we're finally getting into that level.
No, that's like still fine. Valid. That level's valid.
Okay. But then alternatively, I could also still be tracking this one in the future as well. As
a retracement, that one only becomes valid once we break the lows.
I couldn't hear that. It becomes valid once what?
That one, the next swing you've referenced there only becomes valid once we break the lows.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, and I think one other idea I was kind of thinking about, I don't know if it's like necessary, but like let's say it tested this level I'm buying, as far as like you send me the template, so it's just about like re-entering trades. Like if this, for example, was my entry for whatever reason, and I got up here, closed out this equidistant swing, which is where you entered your new trade, like that could have been an ABCD where I could enter in the C point to continue. So is that something that I could possibly be looking into doing? Is like, let's say that same thing plays out here?
Yeah, that would be valid.
Okay. That was my other idea as far as just like a way to take full advantage of because then I think that would be around the 23 area where I'm targeting. But there was just other ideas as far as like depending on like the trade frequency of like what else I could possibly do. Just based on time, at least for now. Well, that was it from me. That's not the access question.
Okay. Well, I think then what we need to do is you need to go away now and run through and build up a proof of concept, basically, whereby you get enough examples to convince you that it's worth proceeding to a full back test, whereby you actually look for 1,000 instances of your trade, and you measure the outcome.
Okay, and is that like how many do you think I should go for, and like try to do multiple charts or one chart?
I would focus. I would start it with the euro, and then go to cable, and then the yen, and see if and just see across those three majors whether whether you can see to start with. Let's see if you can find 50 or 100 examples of the trade working out.
Okay. Do you want me to? Because I know that my entry, so like as far as like seeing the stops, you had that indicator that had the daily range. Can you also send me that so that I can?
Will do. Yeah.
And that goes back right as well, so it'll show me like how to.
That's a good question. I'm not sure if that does. I'll have to check. I'm not sure if that does, but I think Little Fish might have something that does the same. I'll have to speak to them, Brandon. Let me speak to them, and I'll come back to you tomorrow on that.
All right, for sure.
But in the interim, start building up these examples. And then what we want to do next week is get to the stage where we've got those examples so that you're satisfied that this is the route you want to go down in terms of your strategy. And then what we need to do is we need to set up a demo account so that we can start to trade the strategy going forward from now. So we can build up the 3 months of trade data. And at the same time, simultaneously, you need to run the back test.
Okay, that makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what we're aiming for then be July, August, September. Yeah, so it would, we should then have 3 months of trade data by September.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, well, look, is this time good for you next week? Does this time work for you?
Well, let me check. I know I have a little bit different schedule. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, it works.
Great. Okay, well then we'll use this this same time next week, and let's see where you're up to.
Okay, sounds good.
Good stuff. Cheers, Brandon.
All right, see ya.